Well, folks, in case you need a taxi to come to me, I day here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 one-quarter days in a year, 366 days in a leap year. See ya.
Hello and welcome to YEN My name is Philip Abutiati. Today we are the residents of Mr. Psalm Adjetefio. He is a veteran actor and used to be on our screens back in the days. I remember, watching him on TV. Those days, a taxi driver fame. But he's not been too well in terms of health, and he needs support and all that. So we are here to interact with him and find out what some of the issues are. And so before we bring you the conversation, remember to subscribe to our channel on YouTube, follow us on social media, and leave your comments in the stream below. Yes. Hello, Mr. Sam. How are you doing?
Hello. By God's grace, I'm doing well.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Yes. So, we've read stories online and the news. You're not well. We want to know how are you faring?
Um, well, I hear a whole lot of things. People saying a whole lot of things about me. So whenever I get the opportunity, I like to clear the air first. I heard that somebody put on the social media that an old flyer that I need money for heart surgery, and that if people don't come to my aid, I will die and all that. I said, wow. In fact, I didn't know. Sometime last year, or nearly 2 years now, when these problems started, that gentleman called me and spoke to me that he'd heard that I'm not feeling too well, so he's trying to mobilize some financial support for me. I said, okay. He just spoke to me. Now, in those days, I was very ill, so I gave my phone to my son. And so he was dealing with people who were calling and all that. And so I only spoke to him. I didn't see any flyer or anything. But it was just about 2 or 3 weeks ago when he called again and said that this time round he's doing something for orphans and disadvantaged children. And then he decided to bring me in. Now, it just didn't click at the time why he wanted me in. But then he explained to me that after he had discussed it with some friends, it looked like people were more interested in me than his project, that's the children's thing.
The orphans.
And the orphans. So people were more interested in. So he told me that whatever monies came my way, he would definitely give me a fair share, but then some will have to go to the children. Again, I didn't get it, but I said, well, if through me some children are going to get something, that's okay. I mean, that's me. Live and let's live. That's okay by me. And then, not too long, one lady, there were 3 who came here, 2 young ladies and then one elderly lady. That is, I think, their mother. And they came here. And they came here, that was sometime last year. They gave me 1,000 Ghana cedis. And then she also called me. And then she said, she's seen something on Facebook. And then what is it? And I asked her, what's the problem? She said, no, some gentleman has put there that I needed money for heart surgery. And I said, no. I haven't told anybody such a thing. and I had not authorized anybody to solicit funds for me. What's more, I'm not due for any heart surgery. So she should put a disclaimer there for me. And so she said, okay. Then later, she called me. When I asked her to do the disclaimer, she decided to call the gentleman and talk to him first, for him to withdraw what he had done. But the gentleman didn't want to do that. I said, okay. So the gentleman called later, and I told him, okay, why don't you come down so that we'll do an interview for people to see that you are not onto something fraudulent. Meanwhile, I had not seen the flyers he had put there. So he came down here, I think just less than a week ago, and then we did the interview. Now, he went and put there what he felt is good for him. Okay. It was the lady who later put on my WhatsApp me all the things that this gentleman had put on social media. And that was when I saw the flyers, the pictures and all that. I said, no, 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 no. And so I authorized the lady, and then she even wrote fake across some of the, she is more into this social media, so she knew how to do it. And then some media houses began calling me and all that, Peace FM, and then others too. They started calling, and then I explained this. And then truly, when later I asked the gentleman also to put there a disclaimer that I had not asked him to solicit funds for me for a heart surgery. In the first place, I'm not in for any surgery. If there's any surgery at all, my doctors diagnosed, when you look at my belly, you would think I've got a big belly.
Yes.
Yeah. But I showed my belly to one of my doctors, who is a heart surgeon at Ridge Hospital. And then he looked at it and he said, no, my large intestine had shifted position. So that is what is resulting in the protruding belly. But then, whichever way they look at it, everything depends upon the heart. Not until they are satisfied that the heart is working properly, then they won't touch this one.
Okay.
So that surgery was shelved long ago. Right now, the concentration is what I was actually diagnosed with is heart failure. And then the heart failure, one specialist at 37 hospital explained to me that heart failure, there are 4 degrees of deterioration. And people don't get to even level 3 and they die. And me, I've got to level 4. So if I'm alive, it is Yahweh, Yeshua. You understand the terms I'm using?
Yes.
Yahweh is the name of the Almighty, the creator of heaven and earth. And Yeshua is his son, whom we call Jesus. His name is never Jesus, it's Yeshua.
Sure.
Good. So it is Yahweh, and that's why I'm alive today. Other than that, I would have been history long ago. So this is the issue. I want to clear the air
So,
that
so the gentleman, what's his name?
uh, it's Listowell. I
Okay.
think it looks like he's well known on social media. The name Listowell.
Please do. Do you know the name of his website or?
Oh no, I've
platform he
told you, me
plays.
these web things. I belong to old school. I don't have time for it. But it's the children who know. So, but the lady who found out, she is most of the time into this thing, so she knew all that.
Okay.
So I told him, and then he also did a little disclaimer there that he is not asking for funds for me for medical this thing, but he is only soliciting funds for orphans and this thing. That's what he do. And I said, okay. So I'm just happy that the disclaimer is there. Whoever wants to read it. So that is what. But right now, my problem is this. As I said, I was diagnosed as having heart
Heart
failure.
failure, yes.
And heart failure, the specialist at 37 explained to me that if it were to be in the US,
Okay.
I would be put on a waiting list for heart transplant. And that means that either I will be praying that somebody maybe is involved in an accident of some sort. And if the person does not survive, then maybe they would have to
Harvest the person's heart. Okay.
take the person's heart, and then if I'm in his blood group, then the heart, I will have to undergo a heart transplant. Now, you realize that this is no laughing matter. It's a very serious thing. And so this is my situation. And then he said, other than that, then it will have to be managed with drugs, medication. So I tell you, I just wanted to show you something. That's why I brought this table. So at least you have a look at the quantity. At least you have an idea about the quantity of drugs I've swallowed over nearly 2 years now. Maybe we'll break and then I'll bring those things in for you to have an idea
Okay.
about what. I tell you, I dare say that I've swallowed close to about 5,000 assorted tablets and capsules, not to mention those that were injected
Injected.
straight into my blood. And there was a time I was going to the clinic every blessed day, and I couldn't walk. And what's worse, this thing also set in gouty arthritis, and I couldn't walk. So my children would, a taxi would just come here, and my children would just carry me from my room into the taxi. And then when we got to the clinic too, they would have to carry me to the clinic. And I couldn't stand to take injections. So I'll be sitting and sometimes I'll receive the injections on my,
Arms.
shoulders or the thigh. And this thing, they will take about 4. They push in 1, they wait a while, 1, wait a while. And later I was told that 1 injection, they call it what, intravenous or something.
Yes, IV.
Yeah. 1 alone is 1.6. That's 160 Ghana, 1. And sometimes I will take 4 every day. So I've gone through a whole lot of things. Now, after taking that, before I will get the normal injection, pam, pam. So I've gone through something. And by God's grace, right now, my doctors, in fact, they've done, how do the old men say it, a yeoman's job. They've done tremendously well. Because considering where I was, I couldn't talk straight like this. About a year or so ago, I couldn't talk straight. I couldn't sit down and talk straight. So if today I'm able to sit down and talk straight with all my feet swollen, the knees, it was no joke. So if today I'm like this, then it is Yahweh
And Yeshua.
and Yeshua. And then I'll tell you, you know the Holy Spirit
Yes.
is Ruach HaKodesh.
Raha
Kodesh.
Kodesh.
Yeah. So I'm teaching you something.
Yes.
Uh-huh. The name of the Holy Spirit, as mentioned in Hebrew, is Ruach
Raha
HaKodesh.
Kodesh.
So that's it. Were it not for the creator of heaven and earth, I would be history. Yeah. So right now, what I'm receiving medication for is the heart failure. And as I said, tremendous improvement has been made. So right now, I believe I'm no longer at the grade
Level 4.
level 4. Maybe I'm between level 2 and level 3 now. But meantime, the medication is going on. I'm still taking medication. Sometimes I take about 10 tablets or 12 tablets a day, as the case may be. But when it started, I was taking 18 tablets a day. Yeah, it was no joke. That is beside the injections and the intravenous, these things. That's beside it. So we've come a long way. We've come a long way. But then, my problem is this. You know, every medication goes with food because when doctors prescribe, they prescribe in relation with food.
Yes. Either before or
They
after.
say, they tell you, take this 30 minutes before food, or with food, or after food. So if you have the medication and you don't have food, then it makes nonsense of the whole thing. The medication cannot work properly. So you need food. And as you can say, nearly 2 years now, the only work I was able to do about 3 months ago is what you see on television about the this advert, Duraplast advert, which I did. And even that one, it took me nearly the whole day to be able to do it. Something that hitherto I could have done it within an hour or an hour and a half. It took us the whole day. And sometimes, in fact, before we began, I told them, please, you know my situation. So when it gets to a point where I will need to take a breather, you'll have to wait for about 15, 30 minutes for me to cool down and then get my breath back. And they agreed. So bit by they were very,
Patient.
very, very patient and accommodating. So that's how I managed to do it. For the past 2 years, that's the only work I've been able to do. So it's friends, well wishers, and sympathizers who've been donating. And trust me, people have really, really shown love from all over the world, all corners of the earth, all over the world. A whole lot of people have helped me, and that's why I'm able to get where I am today, and I'm still taking the medication. But you know, and the accounts say something. Nipa beye bi, wan beye nyina. So somebody will give to some point, and he will say, well, Charlie, you know, I've got some problem I have to see to. So it will stop. So bit by bit, people stopped. Now, once a while, somebody will give. Once a while, somebody will give. So that was what I discussed, and I made them that should somebody be touched to help so that at least I'll get food to take the medication. As for the medication, I get it. And then you realize that this place is far.
Yes.
Now, when taxi picks you from here to Accra, it's 200.
200 Ghana cedis.
200 Ghana cedis. If I charter a taxi, as it is, I have problem with my knees. So most of the time, if I walked at all up to this gate, that's all. So whenever I'm going for checkup or I'm going to town for something, then I have to take a taxi. So you take it from here, 200 and back, and the same thing, 200. So you see that a lot goes into transport. And
Yes.
so definitely you need support. And so these are the issues I put across so that if I would need some help. And as I said, people got to know about it. And was it yesterday or 3 days today? Peace FM, they informed me. In fact, they also called me and we talked on air. And then they informed me that the Reverend Bishop
Also, Bempa.
Ousu Bempa promised to donate 5,000 Ghana. So, I think yesterday or so, 3 days today, they called me and told me that that was on Monday. Today is Wednesday, yeah? Yeah. So Monday, he made good his word.
Okay.
He sent the 5,000. So they called me. And then I was really, really thankful. And so they told me they will send the money. So yesterday, they sent the money. And then my friend, Kwesi Abuaji, that's the host on Peace FM, I think the entertainment show, Kwesi Abuaji,
Chris
yeah,
Abuaji, yeah.
Kwesi Abuaji. He also added 1,000,
Okay.
yeah. So yesterday, my friend Eugene,
Okay.
yeah, Eugene sent me the money, and I called them and thanked them, and then they gave me the Reverend Bishop's number. So yesterday I called him and thanked him also. But I asked that I should like to see him in person. You know, it's not every time that somebody will just give you 5,000, just like that. So what the elderly people told me, those who raised me, they told me that in such a situation, yes, you've thanked him, but then it is proper
To see him in
that you go
person.
there in person and then thank him. That is the proper thing to do. So I I I did this. I asked him for this thing, if he could spare the time. That Sunday, God willing, I would come there, and he showed me the direction to his church. So hopefully this Sunday I will go there and then thank him in person. Yeah. And then some to Peace FM, they announced it. And so some 20, 30, 50, 60. One lady also who said, my joy online, what was the name? The sister station to
CTFM or Joy FM.
Joy FM.
Okay.
Yeah, they also interviewed me. And then one lady also said she had it on Joy FM. She also sent me 200. Somebody also 100. And then the rest 60, 50, 20, as the situation goes. So people have been
Helpful.
sending some money. Yeah, so that's the situation now. So this was what I actually talked about, but I never asked anybody to solicit funds for me for a heart surgery. No, I never did it. And then I have asked them, and they've actually issued the disclaimer. So, please, this is the issue. I haven't said that. What I'm saying is the help so that I could go on with the medication, because what I'm told is that heart problem, it is managed. It is not cured. Once there's a problem with the heart, you have a heart failure, it means the heart, either you get a transplant or they manage the situation. And then that's where a whole lot of drugs come. And trust me, some drugs I haven't seen them before. And some of the medication is like wine. You could see that and the drugs being used are very expensive, very, very expensive drugs. So it's not easy. And here, I must say that, let me quickly chip in, that my health providers, that's Top Heart Clinic at La Barlation, East Legon, they have been they have been, what was the word for it?
Very instrumental.
Very, very, even more than instrumental. They have been very, 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 very
Helpful.
helpful. Great, great. I'm so grateful to them. I'm so grateful to them. You know, and a whole lot of people, as I said, have lent a hand in seeing me this far. So let me again take this opportunity to say, I thank everybody who is giving something to help. As we say it in Ghana, ka okoni na ewo ofloto min dan, alo ofene o how na dan, no ke wasam Adjetefio oyiwa don. Say wo de wo nsa to wo bottom da, ana wasane wo ntuma anu da, na wayi bi ama Psalm Adjetefio a medawase deɛ ɔfrɛ asase firi nsuo mu, ɛna ɔfrɛ kanea ɛna han firi ɛsom mu, deɛ ɔbɔ soro na asase ɔnhyira wo,
Amen.
ɔnhyira wo bebree, ɔnhyira wo na wo abusua na wo mma na wo fiefoɔ nyinaa. Ɛfiri sɛ na ɔba wiase no Yeshua ɔse woyi ma nhyira wɔ mu, nti wo a na wayi bi ama nyinaa megye di sɛ Yeshua ne nsa mu nhyira no ebi bɛka wo.
So now, if someone wants to help you or wants to reach out to you, how can the person do that? Is there a number?
Yeah, ɛno deɛ ɛyɛ 054 079 0315. My main boss will be 054 079 0315. What the two ways so
What name? Almost send the ID, Ben. What name?
they know yeah, my full name
Okay.
on my passport, my official documents is Zifa Ephraim Psalm Adjetefio. At least you will see the Psalm Adjetefio there. Sometimes the Zifa will come, or sometimes the Ephraim will come.
Okay.
But definitely you will see Psalm Adjetefio on it. So I thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you.
Before we let go of you, we from YEN.com.gh also brought something small. At least you
Okay.
use it, as you said, to get food to sustain you for medication.
You
So
said something small, eh?
yes, please.
But let my main country be you. Kitiwa bi answa anti that's something small no. Kitiwa na enswa no bi. Madam Wasi. I thank you very, very much. Yen.com, eh?
Yes.
Yen.com. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And thank you for the time, for burning fuel to come all the way here. Maybe one day, I usually go for medication at East Legon.
Okay.
So one day I'll pass by your office.
We'll be glad to receive
Yeah,
you.
I'll pass by your office to say hi.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, viewers, so you heard it. That was Mr. Psalm Adjetefio, a veteran actor of the taxi driver film, telling us what really has happened over the years. This is Yen TV. My name is Philip Abutiati. Until I come your way again, remember to subscribe to our channel and follow us on social media. I would like Mr. Psalm Adjetefio to wrap up the show for us with, his popular saying on
I
taxi
know,
driver.
I know.
How he used to
I know.
conclude.
They always ask you.
Yes.
Okay.
Let me hold it for you.
Oh, okay. Let me look into camera then.
Yes.
Is it okay with you? Well, folks, in case you need a taxi to come to me, I day here 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 one quarter days in a year, 366 days in a leap year. See.
What is wrong, honey?
I got scammed at the market.
This wouldn't have happened if you used Gigi. Gigi is a huge online marketplace where you can buy and sell goods such as cars, smartphones, or even houses. Gigi is absolutely free. Gigi!
Wow!